Okay. Who does a Scrum Master usually report to or answer to? Oh, I think there's a big difference between who they usually report to and who I think really they ought to report to. Who do they usually report to? Well, I see two main veins where Scrum Masters end up falling into that organisational grid, the hierarchy. They either get claimed by project management, okay, and they're actually quite often former project managers who have either had their role title changed or have in truth become Scrum Masters. But project management kind of makes sense because they're sat there thinking, well, they're there to help people deliver, and that's what project managers do. Okay. The other place is in that nebulous IT. They've become part of development, they've come from development, and they just keep hold of. They're there to help us as IT deliver. So what a great place. And they're really the two main places that I see people reporting to as Scrum Masters. And I don't think either's right. They're not project managers. Project management is about the successful completion of an outcome at a set time within a set amount of money and all of that stuff. It's about, in truth, following plans. That's not a Scrum Master's role. They're not responsible for the delivery of the product. They're responsible for creating a great environment. So they don't really belong with project managers. Nothing against the PM community. It's just not where a Scrum Master or an Agile coach would naturally sit. There's actually quite a lot of tension between those roles. So why not in IT, that nebulous, software engineering or IT, this thing that exists over the top? Well, they're not technical. They may have a technical background. Many Scrum Masters come from developers. But so what? Just because you used to be a software developer doesn't mean you have to sit in IT for the rest of your life. Their role is in the delivery of great products. Well, that's not a Scrum Master either. Again, their role is in the creation of environments. Actually, the most successful Scrum Master communities I see sit outside of these two. And it may be a bit of a surprise, but they often fall into something like the human resources remit, or working directly with operating officers. They're working with people whose remit it is to create spaces for other people to do great work. So that is a better fit. When you think about it, as a Scrum Master, you're turning up to work thinking, how do I help other people? How do I help them? By removing blockers that they can't remove, by finding people to have the right conversations with, by pushing back on policies that make no sense in a complex problem-solving world. Well, what's the job of a chief operating officer? All of that at scale. What's the job of the HR folk? That. Creating an environment where everybody else can really excel and do a great job. So for me, Scrum Masters actually fall better into those areas. Personally, if you wanted to pin me down to one, Chief Operating Officer, have a little cadre of Scrum Masters and Agile coaches reporting there, largely outside of the reporting lines, so that they can have tough conversations with anybody that they need to. But they need to be working really in a place that makes sense. It's about creating environments and cultures that work, not delivering products. And the two traditional places are really about that. They're about delivery. So for me, as I said, if I absolutely have to, I would move your Scrum Masters, your Agile coaches into its own little unit, reporting in the Chief Operating Officer directly if you can, or into your human resources people, to become responsible for creating the environment and the cultures within which you can build great products. If you've got to this point in the video, I hope you've enjoyed it. If so, a like would be appreciated. If you want to hear more from me, more answers to questions that maybe you've got in the Agile world, please subscribe to the channel. And if you've got a question that you really want answered, drop it in the comments. I promise we'll get around to it. Thank you.